Welcome to P1 Lectures. Okay, so last time we were explaining on what is ABC costing. That's what we did, and also look at some examples of our cost drivers and cost pools. Okay, so I want us to do a worked example of calculating a profit per product using ABC. Okay, so we have our cost pools here and we have our cost drivers here. Okay. This is our cost card. We kind of prepare this profit card for this project. Okay, so let's start with the first one. We have setup costs. We have 97,600. So this one is driven by the number of setup made. Okay, so in M1 we have one setup per batch, 3 setup per batch. Okay, so let's kind of find out how many setups did we have on the whole project. Okay, so one setup times 4 because it's 2000. A batch is 2000, isn't it? So it's gonna be four setups in 8,000 units, and then here it's gonna be 3 setups in 100 because a batch is 100. So 100, you're gonna say 8,000 divided by 100. I'm sure you must get an 80 times 3. That's 240. Okay, so 240 on this side plus 4 plus 4 here. Must give you a 244 if I'm not mistaken. So it's 8,000 divided by 100. 80 times 3, 240 exactly, isn't it? That's 240. So 240 plus 4, that's 244, isn't it? So I divide 97,600 by the number of setup costs, which is 244, isn't it? So the setup cost per batch is 400. Okay, setup cost per batch is 400, isn't it? So how many batches do we have in that side? We have 4, isn't it? So I mean it's 400 per setup. So how many setups do you have that side? It's 4. 1 times 4. Get a 4 setup. So when I multiply 400 times 4, you get a 1600. And then after that, I'm going to divide the 8,000 by 1600, okay, to get the setup cost per unit. Okay, it's going to be 1600 divided by 8,000. You must get a 0.2. Yes, you must get a 0.2. 0.2 on this product, okay, which is in brackets was the cost. We'll move on to the next product here. Since we get a 1600 relating to this side, so the remaining is going to be on this side. Okay, so 97,600 minus 1600, you must get a 96,000 divided by 8,000. You get a 12 per unit. Okay, 12 per unit. The setup cost is per unit. Okay, we'll move on to the next question here. Okay, I mean the next part is material handling costs. Okay, material handling costs. So there are 42,000 based on the number of batches. How many batches do we have? The batch size of M1 is 2,000. So in 8,000 units, we have 4 batches. Okay, 8 divided by 2, 4 batches here. Here we have 80 batches. So altogether must get 84 batches. Okay. So let's get how much is related to product M1 and product M2. Okay, so let's get that. So it's 84 batches. Okay, so for M1 it must be 4 divided by 84 times how many? 42,000. So for M1 is 2,000, right? So 2,000 is relating to M1, so the remaining part is relating to M2. Okay, so if you want to get the costs or whatever the material in cost per batch, you want to divide 42,000 over 84 to get the handling cost per batch. Okay, so just use this method kind of get a quick answer to get how much is the cost per unit. Okay, when it comes to material handling costs. So 2,000, that's what you have there for M1. So 2,000 divided by the number of units. You see, it's more like marginal. It's more like absorption costing, 0.25. Still in brackets. So since the 2,000 is this side, so the remaining 40,000 is this side. Okay, so I say 40,000 divided by 8,000. I'm sure I must get a 5. isn't it? And then move on to the next one here, special parts handling costs. What is the cost driver that's driving the costs upward is number of batches again. Also, it's a number of special parts, isn't it? So special parts per unit is 2, special parts per unit here is 8. So let's kind of find out how many special parts did we have, isn't it? For us to be able to apportion costs to each unit. So 2 times 16 times 8 is 16,000, isn't it? So special parts here was 16,000. So special parts on this side, 8,000, I think this must be 64. So 64,000 plus 16,000, we get an 80, okay? So a total of 80 were our special parts. So now we need to know how much costs did you incur per special part. So that you're going to apportion these costs to each product, okay? So special parts costs, I'm sure it's 31,000, right? So it's 31,000 divided by how much? In 80,000. Okay, before we do that, so I said that the special parts, the special parts is 50,000. Yes, sorry, 50,000. So 50,000 divided by 80,000. So special part cost is 0.625. 0.625, that's the cost per special part, okay? So this one used 2 special parts. So now 0.65 times 2. Then that must give you your answer sitting down there of 1.25, okay? And then 0.625 times 8. That must give you a 5 here, okay? That must give you a 5 here, okay? And then move on to the next one, invoicing. Invoicing is 31,000. What is the cost driver? Driving the cost upwards? Number of sales orders, okay? Sales orders here, they're 60 and 250, isn't it? So we need to find out how much is the cost per order, okay? So it's either when I first find out how much the cost per order, or we can just add these two, get the total, and then you're gonna apportion which one go to this side, which one go to this side, and then you're gonna take them to each product, okay? Let's do it. So number of orders, 60 plus 250, that must give you 310, isn't it? So 310, now I need to know how much the cost per order, right? So 310, I say 31,000, our total cost is divided by 310, I'm sure I must get 100. So each order costs 100, isn't it? So now I need to know how much can I apportion to each unit when it comes to this order costs, okay? So if 6 orders here, we have 250 orders here, okay? When I say 100 times 6, that's going to give you 6,000. So 6,000 divided by 8,000, that must give you a 0.5 here. That must give you a 0.75, I'm sorry. 0.75 this side. And then on the other side, since we get 6,000 here, so basically the remainder, the 25, is going on this side, okay? It's going to be 25,000 divided by 8,000. That must give you a 3.125, okay? And then the final part is overheads, okay? Other overheads. What is driving those costs upward is direct labor hours, okay? So labor hours, we have how many? We have 8 here, we have how many? 2 here, and then we have 2 here, and we have 2.5 on that side per unit, okay? So how many total labor hours we have? This is 16 sitting in there, and I'm pretty sure the other side must give you a 25. 8,000 times, well, this side must give you, it's a 20. 8,000 times 2.5 must give you a 20, okay? And then 20 plus 16, that's going to give you a 36,000 hours altogether, okay? So we need to know how much of these other overheads are attributable per hour, okay? We're going to proportion per hour, okay? So is the absorption rate per hour, right? So we're going to divide the 108,000 divided by how many hours? 36,000, okay? And then per hour is 3. So 3 times 2 hours per unit, you get a 6 here. And then 3 times 2.5, that'll give you a 7.5. And I'll give you a 7.5 sitting in here, okay? And then you get you get to deduct and get your product unit. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do the final part. 54 minus 11 minus 0.2 minus 0.25 minus 1.25 minus 0.75 minus 6. That must give you a 34.55. If I didn't make a mistake, that must give you a 34.55. That must give you a 34.55. Okay, that's the profit for this product side. And then we move on to this section. Okay, to this other section here. What do we have here? We have 73 minus 21 minus 12. I'm mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, minus 12. Oh, oops, there's something that we left. That's very key here, because we have our raw material per unit, right? There's 11 and 21, and then direct labor is missing here. Direct labor is missing, so let's just put direct labor here. Oh, to just make sure that you're gonna balance it. Direct labor, how much is it? It's $8 per unit. You have 2 hours there. That must be a 16 this side. That must be a 16. That must be a 16 in brackets, because it's $8 per unit, $8 per hour, right? It takes 2 hours there. And then I'm sure 8 here times 2.5, I'm gonna give you a 20. Let's give you a 20 this side. On direct labor. Let's just cross check it. 8 times 2.5. Yes, a 20. Okay, so this simply means this answer is not correct. Okay, this answer is not correct. So we're saying, so basically it was 34.55, isn't it? So 34.55 minus 16, then 34.55 minus 16, then we're gonna get our final answer here of 18.55. Sorry about that, it's 18.55, isn't it? 18.55. Yep. So 18 profit here for M1. Okay, M1 for M1. Got the profit for M1 here. So we now need to get the profit for M2. Okay. So M2, it's gonna be 73, our sales revenue, minus 21, minus 12, minus 5, minus 5, minus 3.125, minus 7.5, minus 20. Yep, there is a loss. This product is loss making. This product is loss making. Okay, this product is loss making. 0.625. So if you're part of the management here and you are looking at which products must you produce and which products must you cut off. So basically you must go and cut M2. So you can see that the sales revenue can be misleading to you, because kind of there's a higher revenue on M2 than the M1. But when you look at the costs that are incurred by M1 compared to M2, you can see that M1 is a bit of a better profitability. But remember, if you're using marginal costing or absorption costing, maybe looking at only the variable costs, the variable overheads. Like for example, labor. Sorry, I put the labor down on the labor and the raw material. You're going to assume that when I keep on producing, if we're using the marginal, this M2 is going to give you a higher profit, because marginal mostly focus on the direct costs, isn't it? So this one was going to be positive. If you're using absorption costing, it was going to do a bit of a lot of arbitrary costing here. Maybe M1 is going to be less. So by using ABCs, when I clarify which products offer you a better profit, making you to make a bit of a good decision. So instead of cutting M1, I'm gonna go and say, oh, M2 is higher revenue, but a lot of costs. You either cut it or try to improve maybe on labor, try to reduce whatever invoicing, costing, or whatever they're gonna be. Okay. So this is all on the ABC. Okay. So also looking at the notes, try to check the advantages and disadvantages of ABC compared with other methods. But what I'm going to tell you now is ABC is mostly useful when you have more indirect costs than direct costs, okay? And when the production processes or whatever the manufacturing process is mostly complicated, that's why you're going to need to do this allocation. But if when I have direct cost is more than the indirect one, then there is no need to go into this complicated process because it's more expensive, more complicated. You're going to need more skills, isn't it? So that's what I'm going to tell you for now. Okay, so thank you. See you in the next lecture.